Good morning and welcome to another edition of Our Town here on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. My name is Darren Swinson. Our Town, as always, brought to you by Decorah Bank and Trust. On the program this morning, we're going to enter into the toy department a little bit. The state cross country meet coming up this weekend. Always well represented by Northeast Iowa. We'll talk to the four area coaches that will be coaching teams out there, including Cristy Nimrod for the Decorah Viking girls, Kevin Kearney and Scott Conway from the South Wind boys and girls. Girls there for the fourth year in a row. Boys represented by Abe Conway this weekend. We'll also talk to you, Waukon boys cross country coach Tara Stein as well. Coming up this weekend is the Decorah Music Boosters Craft and Bake Sale. We'll get the latest on that with Jason Rausch. Also, coming up this weekend, the Wolfpack Theater Group in Waukon going to be putting on Guys and Dolls. We'll talk to the talented young people of that organization. But our first guest this morning is Jess Rediske. She is from the Roxy Quilt Company. They've got Quilts for a Cause, and that's going to be held today. And we'll hear all about it right now. You are watching Our Town. You're listening to it as well. It's sponsored by Decorah Bank and Trust on 94.9 and 99.1 The River. Having a conversation here with Jessica Rediske. She is with the Red Roxy Quilt Company, and for the second time today, they are having Quilts for a Cause. Jessica, tell us what Quilts for a Cause is.
Yeah, so Quilts for a Cause came about. I actually, in the world of retail, like steal and distribute ideas, right? Get ideas from other retailers on what is working, and we have a ton of quilt samples. And when I say quilt samples, it's everything from quilts to runners to wall hangings, all different sizes of stuff. But we had all of these quilt samples that we were no longer had a use for. And we do donate some to other, for auctions and silent auctions and so forth. But I had seen something else, similar idea that a retailer was doing, where people could come in and with purchases made, put that money into a charity of their choice. And so that's kind of how this Quilts for a Cause came up 2 years ago. Was we had everything priced, and so people could come in, pick a quilt that they liked, purchase it, and then they could put, last time it was one of 5 charities, so they could dictate where the proceeds from that purchase went. And so we're doing the same this year with 4 different charities.
And when will this event be taking place? I guess I already gave that away. It's today, but give us the hours
Today.
for this event, and what are the charities that folks can donate towards with the purchases coming up today?
Yes, so today we'll be here at the quilt shop at our new location at Red Roxy Quilt Company here on 804 Short Street. And we'll having the quilts for sale from noon to 8 p.m. So lots of time to come and shop. I know last time that we had it, the first couple of hours was super busy. So we're looking forward to hopefully another great time. But noon to 8 p.m. Smokin' Monkey Barbecue will also be on site. They are a local food truck, and he has, Jeff Monk is the guy's name. He has so graciously offered to have 20% of his proceeds go towards split amongst the causes. And so our 4 causes that we as a staff here at Red Roxy chose was the Winneshiek County Sheriff's Office Canine Unit, the Decorah Police Department Canine Unit, United Way of Winneshiek County, which the awesome thing with United Way is they turn around and support, it's either 16 or 17 local agencies that their funds go. So I feel like we can hit a lot of people with a single donation there. And then Kicking It Forward, which is a nonprofit out of the southern part of the county that helps support families that have came up with medical emergencies. So 4 great causes. My mom, who I was in business with, and is still a big part of Red Roxy. She used to work for the sheriff's department, so Unfortunately, we probably all need at some point support from either the sheriff's department or the local police department. So both of their canine units, are near and dear to my heart as well. So.
And you get something to eat. You can purchase a quilt. You can help out the community. That's a pretty complete day, if you ask me.
I don't know why everybody should come. And like I said, everyone needs to eat, right? So they'll be set up, I think, starting at 11 to catch the lunch crowd. And then, like I said, our sale starts from noon to 8 today. So everybody can stop on down. Everyone needs to eat and then just come in and check out our projects. And we'll have some refreshments in the store as well.
And how rewarding is it for you and your company to give back to the community in such a unique way?
Yes, that is one thing as a business owner, with the support of our customers, and I can't stress enough the importance of keeping your dollars in your local community. Wherever you are, keeping that local, because we can turn around and do these things where we can support these local nonprofits. And I know it's easy to just go to the computer screen and hit that, click those buttons, but keeping your dollars local is so important. And last year, or 2 years ago, when we did this for the first time, we were able to donate over $6,500, which is, in an 8-hour event, is pretty phenomenal. And I'm hoping with the community's support that we can beat that dollar total. And it drew, like, as a small business owner, it feels great to be able to give back to our community.
And anything we're missing? Anything else you want to pass on, as long as you got the forum this morning?
Yeah, well, I truly appreciate, spreading the word. And as much as this is about our one-day event, like I said, Darren, I think also it's about that local component and, supporting those that turn around and support the community.
I'll let you give a final 30-second commercial for folks to stop by your business and help out the community today.
Yeah, so Red Roxy Quilt Company, our Quilts for a Cause. Like I said, we'll have literally hundreds of different things on sale today here that then, with your purchase, we turn around and donate back. So those 4 great causes: the Winneshiek County Sheriff's Department Canine Unit, Decorah Police Department Canine Unit, United Way of Winneshiek County, and Kicking It Forward.
All right, Jessica, we appreciate you taking some time and telling us about this event. Best of luck with the event, and thanks for what you're doing for our community today.
Thank you so much, Darren.
Jessica Rediske from the Red Roxy Quilt Company. Quilts for a Cause, noon until 8 today. Stop by, get some barbecue beginning at 11. This weekend, the Wolfpack Theater Group will be putting on Guys and Dolls. And let's see, we got, counting with my Norwegian math, 6 members of the Wolfpack Theater Group joining us here for this interview to preview the performance. As we look at the screen from left to right, tell us who you are and what role you'll be playing this weekend.
I'm Hattie Rausch, and I'm playing the General.
I'm Hattie Frana, and I'm playing Sister Annie Abernathy.
I'm Audrey Ruff, and I'm playing Adelaide.
I'm Hannah Havian, and I'm playing Sarah Brown.
I'm Kate Hyland, I'm playing Joey Billmore.
And I'm Jesse Maldonado, I'm playing Harry Force.
All right, let's go back to the leadoff hitter there with Heidi. Tell us about Guys and Dolls, this production. How did you guys decide to do Guys and Dolls?
I'm picking Valentine's on the morning
Sure. Guys and Dolls is really fun so far. I'm really excited. This cast is amazing. Basically, Guys and Dolls is about a bunch of guys and a bunch of dolls, and it's just like the name suggests. There's lots of fun dance numbers, and the cast has worked really hard to make this show presentable for you guys.
And how long have you guys been working on this show?
We had auditions back in August, and then we started really soon after that. And so about 2 months, 2.5 months.
And how do you guys go about picking the productions to do? I know you do a few performances of the year there at Wolfpack Theater. How do you guys go about choosing which productions to do?
So we pick productions kind of all together, but Adam helps a lot with that. He kind of makes suggestions and we give our input. He always asks for our opinion too. And he's just great about introducing new numbers and saying, hey, maybe we should do this musical, maybe we should do this one. Let's throw in this dance, you know. So basically it's just so we just kind of all work together to pick these numbers for these musicals.
And how many people are involved in this production overall?
Around 20. Yeah, 25, yeah.
So, and I know the Wolfpack Theater group has been around for a couple of years, and I'll ask each and every one of you, what do you guys get out of being a part of this theater group and getting to have the fun you guys get to coming up this week?
I'll start with that one. I just get the chance to be on stage again and part of a cast again. I haven't performed since 2016, so this is like real exciting and real intimidating at the same time.
And what got you back into it?
What do you think about the Wolfpack, Hattie?
I find that it's a very supportive cast, and anyone can really be in it.
Yeah.
No, she said it.
I really like Wolfpack Productions because it really brings the community together. Me and my sister and my other sister, we're from Postville, which is like 25 miles away. So getting to come here to a central location where I get to meet a bunch of other people from a bunch of different schools, like and Waukon, has been really exciting.
And anybody else with something to add there? Anything I haven't heard from a few of you there. What do you get out of being a part of the Wolfpack Theater Group?
Oh, yes. I have been in the Wolfpack Theater Company for about 2.5 years, and through that whole span of time that I've been in Wolfpack has just been a great opportunity for me to experience what it's like to be a part of a big musical production. It started with Beauty and the Beast, and we went to Greece, which was amazing. I've made so many friends through this, and I've really gotten to learn how to sing actually well and dance, and it's just been a great experience.
This is my first year doing Wolfpack. I was kind of skeptical of what it was going to be when I was coming in, but then it was, when I came in, the cast was all nice and caring, and it was just a great experience to join, and I hope I can be in it more years to come.
What do you think, Mark?
My name is Mark Hagan, and I love this musical.
Hey, there you go.
You never know what's going to show up on a Zoom at the Wolfpack Theater Group. Tell us about the presentations this weekend. What is the schedule for Guys and Dolls?
We have it 4 days a week, 4 days.
Yeah.
You got it.
No, we are performing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. Doors open at 6:45, curtain at 7:30.
Okay.
That's right. And it's free will donation. The tickets are free. So come on in, and we'll take any donation you want, but just come watch us. We need an audience.
All right. And how do people just show up, or can they purchase tickets in advance?
First come, first serve.
First come, first serve.
All right. Anything we're missing? Anything else people want to add regarding the presentation coming up this weekend?
I think that people who do come support us are going to love the performance and love the production, and hopefully they can see all the hard work that we have poured into this show.
All right. We want to thank each and every one of you for joining us about the Wolfpack Theater's production this week of Guys and Dolls in Waukon. Go out and have a good time entertaining the audience, as they say in your business. I'm guessing break a leg this weekend, and I know you guys will have fun, because that seems to be a prerequisite of Wolfpack is having fun. Is that fair to say?
I would say so.
For sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, Guys and Dolls this weekend, Wolfpack Theater Group in Waukon. Presentations coming up 4 times this week. First come, first serve, free will donations will be accepted. Back by popular demand, it is the Rausch and Goop podcast. Thank you, Karen Truan, for entitling the interviews with me and Jason. Jason Rausch joining us. And coming up this weekend, a great annual event in Decorah. It's a sign the holidays are getting closer. It's the 38th annual Decorah High School Music Boosters Craft and Bake Sale. And Jason, tell us about it coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we're so excited to have I think over 90 vendors coming, crafters coming to be part of our one day this year holiday craft and bake sale, which, you know, it all goes to sponsor our students and the many things that they're involved in. And we have 3 rooms that are going to be filled with vendors. We have our cafeteria, we have our main gym, which is very large, and we have our practice gym. And we're excited for Northeast Iowa, our community, to come out and support these crafters, and in return, then support our music students that are here in Decorah schools.
And being the fact you got 90 vendors coming back, and I'd imagine many of them come back year in and year out, that's a sign that this show is pretty well respected, fair to say.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I was just talking to Denise in the office, who organizes and puts all this together and communicates with the vendors. And she was saying, we have lots of returners. She's like, but we have many new ones too. So that's so awesome. You know, we have the traditional baked goods, you know, and dips that we've had in the past, baby blankets and mittens and hats and doll clothes, you know, but we have great things such as woodworking items and candles and honey and of course, Christmas ornaments. You know, we have lots of vendors who really enjoy this time of year because they focus on holiday gifts. And so you can get your holiday shopping done, or your decorations for your home, your Christmas tree. So you could find a little bit of everything here.
And you've told us the location of the show, and it's a one-day show this year. What are the hours for the show coming up on Saturday?
Yeah, we're starting at 9 o'clock this Saturday, and we're going to go to 5 o'clock. So we're going to do an 8-hour, one day show. And you know what? There is no admission to get in. It is free. Come, you can sign up for a free door prize. But we do also have a concession stand, so you can buy some sandwiches and support our music boosters through that in that way also. And then we also are raffling off a TV, a 55-inch Samsung television for $2 for a chance, or $3 for $5. So various ways to support. But of course, come shop, look around, and see what tickles your fancy.
And you mentioned the goodies that are there, the crafts that are there, everything like that. And basically, the music program benefits from that. And helping out young people is the big picture reason to come in and shop this Saturday.
Absolutely. This past weekend, we just had all-state music auditions, and we have 11 students from Decorah High School selected to that. The students didn't have to pay any money to register to audition. Supporting their stay in hotels in Ames next month is all covered through this fund. Our students who are making Opus honor choirs are getting the same benefit when they go to Ames next month. We just have marching band, and again, students didn't have to pay for that. Solo ensemble festival in the spring. You know, we're just so grateful because I know so many school districts where students have to pay for their pianist to play for them for their solo at state festival, or pay for the music to audition for all state. And we just do not put that on our students. And because, you know, as I was saying to students this morning, your 2 hours to work the craft show on Saturday is helping all of you to be able to participate in these events, no matter your financial circumstances.
And the cool thing about it, when Decorah kids get the opportunity, they usually shine, as you just touched on.
Yeah, we're so fortunate. We're so fortunate here at Decorah High School to have such hardworking students who take the talent they have, but then are willing to build off of that and become even better.
Anything we're missing? Anything else you want to add on about the Craft and Bakes sale coming up this Saturday?
No, I don't think there's anything more about the craft show. but I could talk a little bit about our musical that's coming up. Tickets are on sale this Friday.
All right. And in fact, we need to schedule a couple of students to get on here on the Artown program in the not too distant future regarding that. So consider that an Artown teaser, and it was very well done, Mr. Rausch. But, I'll give you a final 30-second radio commercial for the craft and bake sale coming up this weekend. Commercial begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes, please come to the Northeast Iowa largest holiday craft and bake sale that is taking place October 28th at Decorah High School. 3 rooms full of vendors. We are opening at 9:00 in the morning. We'll be open till 5:00. There's a concession stand. There is a raffle for a 55-inch TV. You will be glad you came, whether you want something for some good treats to eat, or you want to buy children's books or doll clothes or purses or wallets. There's going to be something that's going to make you want to purchase here at our craft show. So please come.
All right, Jason, appreciate the time to preview the craft and bake sale. We'll be in touch on getting a couple kids on for the musical coming up here in a couple of weeks. Best of luck with everything this weekend, and go out and support the kids, folks.
Thank you.
Jason Rausch joining us, the Music Boosters Holiday Craft and Bake Sale, 38th annual event coming up this Saturday at Decorah High School. Well, we're getting used to talking to this individual this time of year. 4th straight trip for the Waukon boys cross-country team to the state meet this weekend. Head coach Tara Stein joining us. And Tara, obviously, one of the goals is to get to Fort Dodge, and you guys have done that for the 4th straight year. This particular group, what has made them a special and a successful group?
I feel like they've really built off of our previous teams. We do bring back a lot of experience. I know some people maybe thought last year when we wrapped up the season with our 4th place finish at state that, we were losing a lot and it'd be tough to come back. And yeah, we did lose a lot. We lost a lot of quality leaders and runners, but we brought back the vast majority as well. We will have, if I remember correctly, all but 2 of the 7 running on Saturday have ran at the state meet either last year or within the last couple of years.
And looking at that experience heading into Fort Dodge, how valuable is that in preparation for a state meet?
That's huge, because when you're going into the biggest meet of the season and, the guys have been down there and they've experienced all the extra, hoopla per se that goes along with the atmosphere of the state meet, it, I think, helps to settle their nerves, and it helps them to focus on the task at hand, which is going out and running the best race of the season.
You mentioned that experience you had coming back from previous years and previous state meets. This group in particular, how much better did they get within the season itself?
I feel like, from the first meet till, our state qualifier, we definitely saw them, their times improve. I definitely saw them get stronger with their approach to running their races. And so, yeah, we saw at the state qualifier, we had, 4 in the top 15 qualifying individually. But when we had 3 guys under 17, that's huge. And then, we had all 7 guys in the top 21. Not everyone ran, obviously, their best times at the state qualifier, but when you bring home 5 PRs out of 7, hopefully that's something we can continue to build on moving into Saturday's race.
What do you credit that performance to?
I credit that to their hard work and determination. We've had big goals set since really we finished last year. We had a goal of trying to make the deck down in Fort Dodge last year, and we missed it by 7 points, 4th place finish, which was still a great accomplishment. So they're hungry. We've had those goals set from, like I said, when we finished at Fort Dodge last year, and we've been working towards those goals since that time point, and they've been reaching those goals little by little along the way.
And I talked about the improvement within the season itself, but I'd imagine with this group of individuals that you have gotten to coach this year, they were pretty much probably ready to go practice-wise day number 1 based on their off-season work. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, the vast majority of them were. Most of them knowing what it takes to get back to Fort Dodge and then wanting to make that next step. They know that it's going to take work in the off season that's going to prepare us for the work that we have to do throughout the season to get us to this point.
How much of that is just a mindset thing?
More than what you realize. Having been a runner myself, I totally understand that the mind is a very powerful tool. And physically, we're capable of doing a lot of things, but mentally, we've got to be able to, close that gap and meet the two up together to make the most of it on race day.
You had your state qualifier last Thursday. You get to run at Fort Dodge this Saturday. How do you manage this week and a half in between?
We take advantage of, those last hard workouts to kind of prepare ourselves for the meet. And then you just kind of, coast per se. You don't want to go hard, obviously, all the way in. So you're kind of getting to where, you have that taper on and hoping that we can hit our paces where we need to. And then we'll be right where we want to be on Saturday in Fort Dodge.
And what's it going to take to have as good of a day as you possibly can come Saturday?
Go out there and control what we can control. Right now, the forecast looks like it could be a little bit on the wet side and much cooler than what it is right now today. I feel the cooler temperatures probably are going to be in our favor. And then, if you throw the wetness into the mix, hey, we go out there and run our race, and I like our chances.
And dealing with the stuff like that, does that get back to that mental mindset of, that's something we can't control. Let's control what we possibly can?
Most definitely. We talk about that basically from meet to meet. You kind of look at the teams that are going to be there. You keep an eye on the weather. But in all honesty, all we can control is what we ourselves can control and go out there and run our race. And like I said before, if we do that, I like our chances.
All right, Tara, congratulations on getting to another state tournament or a state meet down at Fort Dodge coming up this week. Best of luck to you as you get ready for this meet, and hopefully there's a deck appearance for the Waukon Indians come Saturday afternoon.
Certainly hope so. Thank you so much.
Tara Stein, head coach of the Waukon Indian boys cross country team, fourth straight trip for the Waukon boys to Fort Dodge. For the fourth consecutive year, the Southwind girls cross country team is heading back to Fort Dodge in the state meet coming up this weekend. Kevin Kearney and Scott Conway, the Warrior Brain Trust, joining us. And Kevin, we'll start with you. Another trip to Des Moines for the girls. What's made this one a special group to work with?
I think some of it, I don't know, I guess a couple of things. One, I think it's kind of been a fun year from the standpoint of we graduated such a really good group of seniors last year. I think, I don't want to say that people didn't think we were going to have a very good team, but I think people definitely probably thought, oh, well, it's going to be a lot of rebuilding. And so it's kind of fun to see how quickly we had a lot of different girls just really step up and step into different roles. And we kind of suspected we could be a competitive team by the end of the year. But they've really done a good job of, kind of exceeding our expectations in that regard all along, right off the bat. They really worked well together. And helped our upperclassmen, really helped Josie T. Scudder in particular, really helped our freshmen kind of come into their own way ahead of schedule of what we thought. So it's just kind of fun to, we've had sort of the expectations over the last few years because of the kids we had. And so a lot of them graduated, and to see this group just kind of pick right up and carry on with it pretty quickly is a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's something that obviously just doesn't happen. What do you credit that to?
I think it's a matter of kids really buy into the program, but they do. I mean, they really put their individual goals behind team goals. I think is that Whatever it takes to make the team better, they're willing to do. And so when you have a group of kids that are willing to do that, who aren't out there for the headlines, who are out there to help support their teammates, make their teammates better, that's what's going to make a team be able to do what this girls team has done and teams that we've had in the past.
And Kevin, you brought up Josie Teeskater. She gets to run in her fourth state cross-country meet coming up this weekend. Pretty big accomplishment there. How key has she been in kind of setting the way for this team this year?
Absolutely, probably the key, to be honest. She really, like I said, she really did a fantastic job in a leadership role on the team. Like I said, over the last few years, we've had, several of the best leaders and best teammate kind of people we've ever had. And there was, 4 or 5 of them at a time. And so, Josie right away was able to kind of take over that role. And then, in addition to her as well, Aubrey Whitley and Josie Tolofsrud, who are our 8th and 9th runner, they've also done a really good job as seniors and just have an experience of being on the team. Like I said, and like Scott said, just that mentality of it's the team that matters, not the individual goal. Josie Teeskater is one who really kind of did that right off the bat with helping our freshmen learn how to race smart races and things like that, as opposed to just going out and doing her own thing. Yeah, it's made a huge difference to have the seniors we've had on our team this year.
I think the other thing though too is because our high schoolers practice with our junior high kids, like for example, Aubrey and Josie Tolofsrud, they're helping junior high kids learn how to do workouts. They're helping junior high kids learn how to do runs. And so when you have that all the way through, I think that also factors in our team success.
And Scott, you bring up that point. I know as coaches, you guys set the training schedule, the planning and everything like that. But when you can be a student athlete led team, that's all that much more impressive. And that goes to selling kids the ways to success even more than you guys' leadership can from time to time. Is that a fair thing to say?
I would say that's a very fair thing to say. I would love to think, and I think this would be true. I would think that we could hand the kids the training schedule. And outside of this year where the heat played a factor and we had to kind of adjust, we wouldn't have to show up to practice. I think they could run it knowing what pace, what rest, and we wouldn't have to be there.
We wouldn't have to wonder whether or not they did it either.
Yeah.
We more often than not, our main contribution is preventing them from doing more than they should.
Yeah.
I would say.
Not a bad position for you guys to be in. Kevin, was there a moment this year that you thought this team could be a special group?
Trying to think. Yeah. I guess probably the main thing that I'm hoping the moment's still coming, to be honest, because everybody's been doing really well, but we've been kind of doing it in the face of adversity every single week. Every week we have someone, it seems like, that, we're kind of cobbled together a little bit, where someone's struggling with some particular injury or illness or, isn't 100%. And so I guess the moment is, it just seems like every week, even though our team is not 100%, somehow, some way, every time we run, the team improves, even though we have individuals every week who are having a rough go of it for whatever reason. Someone else steps up or, takes a bigger role. So I guess that would kind of be the moments I'm noticing that make me pretty optimistic, where it's like, no matter what gets thrown their way, week in and week out, this team is finding a way to improve and actually get better, even though we really haven't been 100% yet. So we're kind of crossing our fingers that we might be due to get everybody, and we're still not there. but that also gives us a little bit of confidence from the standpoint of, well, we haven't been 100% all year, so we're kind of ready to overcome that again, hopefully.
And Scott, you brought it up earlier on in the season. This was probably as hot of a start to a cross-country season as there's been in quite some time. And everyone in our neck of the woods and really statewide had to deal with it. How much did you have to adjust when sometimes you were training for a meet that ended up not happening?
Yeah, that was by far, I'd have to go back. I can't think of a year where we had to change more. And then on top of that, because of dryness, you lose meets because the course is too dry. I mean, that's something that that I've never been thrown at before. And so we had to do an awful lot of, and a lot of times we would plan ahead. I mean, there were certain meets where you just knew it probably wasn't possible that they were going to have it. So then looking at, what days are optimal for doing workouts, making sure we had water on the trail. So besides the injuries, we were throwing an awful lot of curveballs that way. And, and that's what's nice having both of us together is we can look at each other and say, what are you thinking? And a lot of times we're on the same page, and it's just nice to have someone else saying, yeah, this is probably not a good day to do this. Let's, shift and do something else and adapt and adopt and move forward.
And Kevin, you mentioned the challenges that you've had this year, but last week at the state qualifier at Central Springs, you ended up with 4 of the top 14 runners in that one. Did you feel that was your best meet of the year at the right time of the year?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd have to look a little more carefully, but I really think the state qualifying meet was our best meet. The conference meet was our second best meet. Our meet was our third best meet. I mean, kind of like I said, each week's been a little better. And the state qualifying meet, they ran very well. They ran smart races, competed hard. Again, we had a couple of people who were definitely not 100%. But then, 2 or 3 other kids just kind of elevated and did better than we kind of really anticipated them doing. And so that kind of, one person, goes backwards one step but we get 2 or 3 steps up from somebody else, some other kids. So it was a very good performance.
Of course, the girls going to be there as a team, and Scott, Abe Conway going to be there as a boys competitor individually. Talk about Abe's season. What made things click for him and for him to get to Fort Dodge?
I mean, when you look at Abe as a freshman to now, he's shown tremendous amount of improvement. A number of people have come up to him and said, when you were a freshman, I don't think I would have ever seen this coming. But it was something where, like after his freshman year, kind of going into his sophomore year, he decided that he wanted to get better at it. He didn't know how good he could get. And then I think it really started to click actually towards the end of last cross country season. I thought our boys had a very good state qualifying meet. We fell short, but we were competitive. We put ourselves in a position where someone didn't have a great day. Maybe we could snap up a spot. And he ran a great race that day. And I think from that moment forward, he decided to put in the work. And after the season, he ran until it got too kind of crappy out to run. But then he lifted. And then this summer, he put in a really big summer. Maybe not tons of runs, but high quality runs. And I think that's really what's made the difference.
Of course, Kevin, you guys had the state qualifier at Central Springs last week, and then you compete again here this Friday at Fort Dodge. How do you manage this week of getting your kids ready for as good of a day as they possibly can have come Friday?
Probably number one thing is just don't screw anything up at this point. There really isn't any. I mean, it's not a week where you're training to get better. Basically, you're training to feel good at the end of the week. So, everything we do is what we've always done, but we do a little less of it. We do some stuff that's a little quicker, but, nothing crazy. just managing, some of the kids who have been banged up or sick just don't do much of anything, to be honest. So a lot of it's just kind of maintenance and making sure people feel physically as good as they can. And then just kind of mentally, we talked to them about what the state meet's going to be like, and, just focusing, making sure they're focused on the things that we kind of preach at them all year long, as far as how to approach the meet and things like that.
And Scott, I know from being used to talking to you guys this time of year, your approach to the state meet is always getting kids ready to say, you know what, some of you are going to have a really good day. Some of you guys are going to have an average day. Someone might not have that good of a day. Based on what you've dealt with, especially on the girls' side, are you ready for that from a approach to this state meet perspective?
Yes, I think so. I mean, we've been doing it all year long, like Coach Kearney's already said. But, the other thing that I think our girls really did a good job of is every single meet, there was something we asked them to work on, and they got better at that every single time. And so, again, all season long, they've realized there's things that we haven't done great and we can get better at. And all of them have had off races and have bounced back. So I think all of our kids are pretty ready for whatever comes, and they're going to give their best effort regardless of what kind of day it is. But I also think they have an awful lot of confidence that one of their teammates is going to have a good day or a great day. And that allows them to say, okay, I'm going to still do my part. And, okay, so maybe I was hoping for 65th. I'm sitting 72nd, but I'm going to do my best to get 70th.
All right, Kevin and Scott, always fun to talk to you guys this time of year. Congratulations on another great season of Southwind cross country, and hope it finishes in style come Saturday. Best of luck, or Friday, I should say. Best of luck to you in Fort Dodge.
Well, thank you, and we wish all the local teams all the best of luck as well.
Scott Conway, Kevin Kearney, the Southwind girls there for the fourth year in a row, and Abe Conway competing on the boys' side. First half 2020, the Decorah girls cross-country team is back at the state meet this weekend. Cristy, Nimrod, head coach of the Decorah girls, joining us. And Coach, what has made this a special and successful group?
I think it started before the season even started. The seniors came to me with an idea for shirts, and it says, "Bring the pressure." And from day one, that's what they wanted. They wanted hard work. They wanted to be pushed. They wanted pressure on them to be able to do great things. And they really led the rest of the team to that same place. People really grew a lot this season.
And you talked about the improvement in the season. I'd imagine a lot of them were ready to go day number one of practice when you guys got ready for the season. Would that be fair to say?
For sure. Again, led by the seniors, they started talking about being able to run at the state meet at the end of last year. So during the summer, we had a couple days a week of track work. A lot of kids showed up for that, and a lot of kids running on their own.
And saying you want to do that and doing it are two different things, because everyone wants to have success, and putting the work in to have that success is a different story. What drove this group to make sure that you got the trip to Fort Dodge, something the program hasn't had in a couple of years?
They weren't afraid to work. They asked for more often. What else can we do? Never once did I have somebody say, do I have to do that much? It was sometimes I had to stop them because they were breaking down or something like that. But never once did they say, can I be done?
Was there a moment this year you thought this group could be a special group?
I think when you have a front runner like Amelia Rowe has been, that helps things. Her low score all the time is going to give you opportunities. But really, the rest of the team also really stepped up, and we've got a lot of young kids running really well and handling the pressure really well to this point.
In handling that pressure, how do you manage that situation? How do you make sure that they're in the right mindset, that the pressure, even though it's there, maybe is something they can thrive off of?
It's a privilege, isn't it? If you're in a situation where you have pressure, thank goodness, because I'm finally doing something right. But really, Coach Weddick has spent a lot of time this year on our mental side of things. And one of the things he talked about was competence. If you're competent in what you're doing, confidence follows. And I would say our kids are really competent. They've trained really well. They're in the right headspace. They're where their feet are at that time. And those things make you more competent to allow you to be more confident when you run.
And you mentioned Amelia Rowe consistently providing that low stick for you meet in and we meet out this year. How has she developed as the season has gone by?
You know, it's been fun to watch her. She comes in with not a lot of experience and she just does her thing. She is pretty quiet about it. She's very humble about it, but really is doing a good job. And I think the biking that she did during the summer really set her fitness level to a point that was incredible. She biked a ton. And as the season went on, she ran more and more, which allowed her to develop as a runner as well as not just having a great base.
This is going to be a new experience for, I believe, everyone on your roster going to Fort Dodge this week. How do you prepare them for the excitement, the energy, and the craziness, which is the state cross country meet?
Well, it's our most important meet of the week, right?
Yeah.
So we've been talking about that. We talk about the course. We talk about things to expect. And really, it's not much bigger than some of the other meets we've been to. Team-wise, it's smaller. The difference is everybody's good. So we can't worry about everybody else. We get to worry about ourselves, control the things that you can control. And they have done a great job with that so far this season.
And I know you had your state qualifier last week over at Clear Lake. You ended up getting runner-up that meet. How do you handle this week and a half in between getting your kids ready from a training and a fitness standpoint?
It's the same as we've been doing all year. We're really at this time of year talking about speed stuff. So everything we do is pretty quality. We have recovery days just like we would during the season. So there isn't a lot of change. It's another meet. It's an important meet and it's a big meet. But when you break it down, it's a meet. We're still running 5K. We're still running against competition. We're still controlling those things that we can control.
And what are your goals that you have set for this weekend? And how do you balance team goals and individual goals? And how do they all fit together?
I let the kids set the goals. So we talked about it before state qualifying. And then we revisited the goals from state qualifying. They would really like to be in the top 8. It's definitely a possibility. We'll have to run really well to do that, but they're prepared to do the best they can, understanding again that we can't control anybody else. We can control ourselves. So if we have our best meet, we'll be really happy with that. They wanted to make sure that everybody was all in, that when you're here, you're in, but it's not thinking about the meet all the time. When you're in math class, you should be thinking about math class. So they've talked that through also. They want to have fun with each other, and that's really happened. They want to develop tight bonds. They've really done that. They want to hold themselves accountable. They want to be competitive. They want to trust themselves, their teammates, and the training that they're doing. They want to listen to advice from each other or from the coaches. They want to have positive mental attitudes. So the goals that they have are really things that will allow them to be the best that they can be.
Listening to what you're saying about this group, seemingly it's a pretty mature group. Is that, would that be an accurate statement?
It really is. And it's funny, like I said, and you said, hardly any of them have experience. Danny Lawson and Bryn Storhoff were down as freshmen. But the rest of them, we're talking about a lot of freshmen and sophomores and a couple juniors who really don't have a lot of experience. Grace Brinces comes in without a lot of experience, but man, she has done an incredible job. And it is through pure determination that she's getting to where she is. So that's fun to see her having success. Amelia Wadsworth as a junior climbing into that. And when you see her race, she's so focused in what she's doing. We have Olivia Volkman as a freshman, Brinley Courtney as a freshman, who have really come on as the season has gone. We've already talked about Amelia a little bit. Danny Lawson is running. And Anna Simon, who was our number 1 last year, has some experience of being a really good runner, has really worked to get back to where she was last year and really has done some great things. She's a very competitive kid as a wrestler. She's learned how to go 3 periods. She's going 3 periods in cross country. So I am just thrilled with what they're doing. Again, young, but the leadership that we have, Bryn Storhoff isn't scheduled to run, but doing a great job of kind of organizing things and helping people to understand what's going on. So she's in a hard position, and we talked about that. You know, you never know, you might be running, but you might not. So what are you going to do to help your team? And team has been the key behind everything we've done this year. They want to be a close team.
All right, Coach, congrats on getting back to Fort Dodge. Fun to talk to you again this time of year, and it's been a great season to this point, and hopefully you can make it all that much greater come Saturday. Best of luck to you as you head out to the state meet where you belong this time of year.
We're so happy to be back. Thanks, Darren.
Cristy Nimrod, head coach of the Decorah girls, back at the state cross country meet for the first time since 2020. A thank you to our guest on the program. Always fun to catch up with the young people of the Wolfpack Theater Company in Waukon. Guys and Dolls taking place this weekend, 4 performances beginning tonight. Also, I want to thank Jess Rediske at Quilts for a Cause, beginning at noon today at the Roxy Quilt Company. Decorah Music Boosters at Craft and Bake Sale, 38th annual event coming up this Saturday. Only one day only this year, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. That is coming up on Saturday. I want to thank Jason Rausch for the time on that end of things, and best of luck to our area cross-country competitors down at Fort Dodge coming up tomorrow and Saturday. Tara Stein, Waukon boys coach, Kevin Kearney and Scott Conway, a couple of best in the business when it comes to cross-country and track for the Southwind Warriors, and Decorah girls coach Cristy Nimrod. Each and every week, we put these shows on YouTube. We realize you're a busy person. You can't always be near a radio or a streaming device at 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning, but we get to talk to interesting people. Heck, we talked to 7 of them on this show. 7 interesting people, one show. We don't always bring you 7, but we bring you interesting people, at least in our minds, each and every week. And we put the shows up on YouTube. Like this week, if you're out on YouTube, go 1026, Our Town program. We can get all the information to you that way. And we also put the links up on our LA Communications Facebook pages, all of our radio stations. It's another way we connect to the community with you at LA Communications. So thank you to our guest. Thank you to our sponsor, Decorah Bank and Trust. And I just thought of something. We talked to like 13 interesting people with all the folks at Wolfpack as well. So Norwegian math gets me again. A thank you to our guest. A thank you to our sponsor, Decorah Bank and Trust. And a thank you to you. That's right, you. For tuning in, for logging on, or for watching Our Town on 94.9 and 99.1 The River.